See, any significant change in this regard can happen only if there's a large mobilization. Unfortunately, these things are done in ways which common people may or may not understand, because we have our own lives to live, and we can't every day be deciphering the intent of a particular law, or to break our brains over these over understanding convoluted processes of lawmaking. So if you look at natural gas policies of India, it's very clear that the state of India and the people of India are big losers in it. Specific Indian petrol companies and multinational companies are benefiting out of it, like you cannot even imagine, right? So this is not unique only to water. You look at any natural resource for that matter. The Mineral and the Mines and Mineral Regulation and Development Act of 1959, which was amended recently, also talks about privatization. Is about handing our mineral resource to private companies, right? And it's extremely dogmatic. And so it's very difficult for people to understand it unless it hits them directly, right? So if minerals are being divested or expropriated in a very distant source and they are not aware of it, they cannot actually personalize it that much, right? And the states and the policymakers are using this as an opportunity to pass all kinds of laws and actually kind of put them together in such words and sentences which cannot be comprehended by the common public, right? But water, we are seeing this this cycle move, and there was a time when people did not understand what privatization of water meant. But wherever water got privatized, people were directly alienated from water. So they are now aware of it and they are fighting against it, right? So now this mobilization is happening in a very large way across India, and that's exactly why this political party, the Aam Aadmi Party, put it in their manifesto to provide lifeline water for free. If they provide lifeline water for free, that's a way of defeating privatization, because no private company would want to get into a loss-making, in their understanding, a loss-making proposition, right? So, and because of the mass struggle, it is also now getting into the political manifestos of political parties, and that is the first order. But all political parties have their own politics to play. They might say something and do something else, right? Like this example of talking about fiscal discipline and then selling off your resources, for free, for almost free. So we need to go beyond influencing political parties, and that going beyond political parties can happen only if there's a large mobilization, locally and generally. Now in Mysore, there's a large mobilization happening already, but it is not affecting policies which are being made in Bangalore. So the water board, which supplies water to Mysore, is controlled from Bangalore, because the Karnataka Water Board has its headquarters in Bangalore. So there's a huge mobilization locally. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of people coming and petitioning against, protesting against water privatization in Mysore. The central office, which is in Bangalore, lives like these protests don't exist, because it's in Bangalore, which only means that protests have to merge and protests have to become much more mass-based than it is now. And that's when we can bring in progressive changes in water policies and water laws of India.